Hey everyone, just here giving you an intuitive message for today. Right now the date is August 26th, so it's Thursday, but remember these messages are timeless, and no matter when you stumble upon them, they can be applicable. So time really is an illusion. It's just a way for us. It's not linear. So it's just a way for us to organize a concept that's very big for our human brains. I like to deliver intuitive messages based on what the energy is about, what we're coming up against. Many of us are very sensitive to energy, and we can feel the subtle shifts, the movement of energy around us, what's going on with earth energy. And then of course, if you're into astrology and you follow astrology, the movement of the planets and the alignment of those planets based on where we are in the solar system and how the energy of those planets affect us. I am not an astrology buff, but I do follow. It's something of a habit of mine, a side interest. So I do pay attention to a little bit. And I do know how we are affected. But anyway, we can go into that stuff later as we get into more topics for discussion for this channel. This is something new for me after the prompting of many people in my life who just wished that I made these things more widely available, more public. So I'm doing this. I'm going to go on YouTube and I'm going to see if the spread of messages can help in any way. So what I'm doing, I like to use oracle cards just to help me organize information. And I am clairvoyant, clairsentient, claircognizant. I work as an energy healer, energy practitioner, I'm a Reiki Master in several different forms, but I practice a hybrid of energy modalities that are specific to me, but based in the high vibrational Reiki energy. So I'm very sensitive to energy, and I've been reading energy for a long time. I really enjoy this work, and I enjoy being able to help people help guide them to their own intuition. There's a card that wants to pop out. And helping them learn how to trust themselves, how to become more aware of their own being, more aware of how they get to move through life in more sovereignty, as a more in command of their own energy, with more options for how they get to move forward. Taking control of the way you get to move forward through life and not giving your power away to someone else to tell you how it's going to be. So I really enjoy this work. There's another card that flew out. So we're going to read those. And I like to use oracle cards because they're a fantastic way to organize information when too much can be coming in. And it's actually, they're a tool to be able to connect with your higher self. It's a way to build a language with your higher self, your guides, your divine team, however you want to think about it. It's a way for the spiritual realms to speak to you through something tangible. If you aren't used to reading energy and interpreting that information as it comes in, oracle cards and tarot cards can be a really beautiful way to begin that process of opening up your intuition. So we had a couple of cards fly out of the deck, and that's how I read them. I don't ever just stop and pick a card unless I'm told to or shown that's what has to happen. I usually just shuffle with the intention in my heart. What is the message that needs to be delivered today? And I wait until the cards pick themselves. Typically, they will just fly out of the deck. And those are the ones that I know need to be read. And I did it that way because when I was first starting how to read cards, learning how to read cards, I was worried about picking the wrong card, which is actually impossible to do. Like whatever you pick is the message that you need. You have to trust that that's true for you. But I have a scientific background. I have a doctorate in natural resources, a lot of study in biology and ecology. So my scientific, logical mind would get in the way a lot when I was learning really how to read energy and step into my abilities that way. And so I made a deal with my guidance team. If you want me to do this work, you will use the tools and pick the cards for me. I'm happy to shuffle them. And so that's what I do. I honor what flies out of the deck as the message that needs to be delivered. So if you do want to use Oracle cards, they're a beautiful way to start working with your intention. My favorite deck to use right now, and has been for several years, is The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And I always look at the book, you guys. I don't memorize the cards because the words that are given as part of the card deck can be very useful for stimulating your intuition. And the keywords might be just what somebody needs or what you need to spark a sense of inner knowing. So they can be very significant. The first card that popped out is Chaos and Conflict, which seems quite appropriate for what we're dealing with now as a global community, right? So the whole COVID situation that we've been dealing with for the last year and a half seems very chaotic. So that's the first card that popped out. And then the second card that popped out was To Be Fair. So this is a woman who is holding up scales, very Libra oriented, and I'm a Libra. So we are going to check to see what the book says about these cards. No shame in using the book either, as I mentioned before. So the first card, Chaos and Conflict, this is all about being in disarray, your external feeling like it's in disarray, but this can be in your internal world as well. And many people say energetically, if your internal world, what's going on inside you, is very stirred up, your external world will actually reflect that energy back to you. So what we see going on around us is actually reflective of our collective inner selves. So keep that in mind. And then whatever else you're dealing with on a daily basis. Are you at a crossroads in your life? Are you feeling like things are really stirred up? Are you at cross purposes with someone else that would cause conflict? So are you butting heads with someone? Are you running into roadblocks with your career, your job at the time? Are you having issues in your home life? There's tension of opposites. So whatever could be causing conflict, that's the energy that we're running into right now. But we also have to think about how chaos and conflict can actually be good things for us. They can show us what we value. They can show us what we like and don't like. They can show us what we get to work on. So a lot of times chaos and conflict will generate these feelings of dis-ease within us, feeling very, very uncomfortable with whatever our situation, our own way forward, whatever's going on within us. This is a time to reflect on what we truly want and don't want and what we get to work on. So chaos and conflict can also reflect to us those places where maybe we need to grow a little bit, or maybe we need to adjust our values to be more in line with the direction that our life is going. Maybe some things don't resonate anymore. And that can be relationships or jobs or, things that you've chosen for yourself that were relevant 5 years ago, but maybe now they're not so relevant. So this is a card, a message, the energy of opposing forces that are creating turbulent atmospheres right now. And it might be a time that we have to reinvent ourselves, but that requires us reevaluating what's really important at this moment in time. That's happening for a lot of people right now, trying to figure out, what do I want and need? And how does my current situation reflect what's really important to me? And am I out of alignment with certain people in my life? Why? What could be happening there? Do I need to get back in alignment? Or is this truly a place where the conflict and chaos is showing me that I want something different, or that we need to grow in different ways, or we need to learn compromise? This could be us being too stubborn to see things about ourselves that need maturation, that need evolution, that need growth, or a shot of humble pie, a slice of humble pie. What we do need to understand, though, is every storm passes. And if you look at this card closely, this is a zebra that's, it's shedding its skin essentially, and it has the skin of a giraffe. So it's in fact one animal transforming into a whole new version of itself, recreating itself based on the need for evolution, okay? The need for growth. This is also adaptation. And this is also, going with the flow to a certain extent. We don't need to always fight. Just because there's conflict doesn't mean we have to engage it. It's just showing us that there's opposition happening. There's shifting in energy that is showing us what works and what doesn't. That's all very important for our growth. We don't always need to be right either. So this is about us learning what compromise is, learning how to work with that energy, and ultimately taking the higher ground if we need to. Most of the time we need to in order to grow. In terms of prosperity, this is signaling to us that things may seem or feel very chaotic right now, but everything is happening because something needed to be shaken up. Something needed to get your attention in order to stop and really look at what's happening around you, what you're involved in, how you're applying your energy or not, and really coming to terms with what is in alignment with you and what no longer serves you. It's about showing you new ways forward and for you to be able to discover what's true for you. So it's like shaking shit up, basically. And sorry, I do have a potty mouth. So how do we follow that up? This may be a time of conflict and chaos. It's feeling very uncomfortable. Things are always uncomfortable right before we grow, our biggest growth. Let's go ahead and look at what To Be Fair is about. Let me find it really quick. To be fair, this is all about balance. This is justice. This is a need to consider options. This is mutual benefit, okay? So life offers us experiences that are challenging. So what is that? That's chaos and conflict, okay? So, sometimes those experiences can feel really amazing and we feel like everything's working in our favor, and other times shit gets challenging, right? Seems like nothing's working or everything feels chaotic. I'm pulled in many directions. I don't know what's right for me, but we have to trust that no matter what's going on, things will even out. And this chaos and conflict is also about storms passing, right? So things may feel really upended. If we give ourselves a little bit of time, things will probably even out. And it requires us to remove a lot of the emotion and to kind of step into an observer role, right? So just see what's happening. Take note of how you're feeling, because that's your guidance system about how you need to move forward and what you need to be paying attention to and what resonates. But it's also about things will balance out. We have to be very aware and cognizant and acknowledging of what is fair to us and what is fair to our situation or other people who are involved in our situation, right? And it's also the balancing of our energy. If you can think about a pendulum swinging, so things may feel extreme in one direction. Well, eventually the pendulum's got to swing back the other way. Maybe right now is the time not to be doing anything, but just to be, so we can strike a better balance and let things cool down, right? We don't always have to engage to be right. We can just step back and say, okay, I'm just going to be right now, and I'm going to watch, and I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to feel all of this, but I'm going to be an observer to this. This is also about not passing judgment on anything or anyone too early. I mean, we don't need to be passing judgment on people anyway, but maybe we just need to give situations a chance. Maybe we need to not automatically think the worst when something's not working out or something feels chaotic. That could very well be happening for our best and highest good. Remember, stirring shit up, right? Clears away the stuff that is ready to go and then exposes all the new good stuff underneath that we didn't see before. So this is about being open to what is being revealed to you. And then also knowing that we reap what we sow. Okay. So if you haven't had the calmest of energy and you're seeing chaos outside of you, that could be shown to you as a reflective way to get your attention of what needs more balance in your life. So for every cause, there's an effect, right? Okay, so whatever's happening in this situation, know that balance will come, okay? Where you're being asked by the universe to trust the situation that you're in, but also to be very observant about what is fair to you, what is fair to other people, and not being stubborn about it, right? Truly, genuinely understanding what balance is and what is fair. There's a time for listening. There's a time for speaking. There has to be balance in that. There's a time for giving. There's a time for receiving. There's a lot that can be learned when we stay open and fair and observant to the lessons that are coming through chaos and conflict. Just keep asking yourself, what does my heart need in this moment to feel peace? Okay, this is a time of even exchanges. So that's really important. This is being fair to yourself. Time of even exchanges. If you've been investing your energy into something over and over and over again, and you are not getting back what you need or what you even are worthy of, right? If you're giving, and you're not receiving, that's not an equal exchange of energy. And this is about being fair to you. So things may seem chaotic because it's no longer aligned with your energy and what you're here to do. You're not here to give yourself away into exhaustion. You're also here to teach, to learn, to grow, to be in service, but also to receive just as much as you give. So this is about being fair, being in balance, honoring that. Mutual gain, right? It's okay to leave something if there isn't mutual gain. That's being fair to both parties or all parties involved. Okay, that is my message for today. I will try to do this as much as I can. I love spreading love and light. And just to let you know, I encode all of these messages with light so that if you're open to receiving that, all you have to do is say, I receive the healing that's being given. It's always, always, always for your best and highest good. That is my intention in interacting with anybody, healing for their best and highest good. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I love this work and I hope that it touches you in some beautiful way. Okay, I'll see you very soon.